War never begins with the sound of gunfire. It starts in the quiet moments when soldiers stare into the distance, their minds haunted by what's to come. In the silence before the storm, they wonder if today will be their last. The enemy is faceless, but the fear is real. They don't fight for glory or medals. They fight for the man next to them, for the ones who won't make it home. In war, the real battle begins long before the first shot is fired. Welcome back to Prime Today, everyone. Are you ready for the action-packed military action movies, which gives goosebumps? So be ready for top 10 military action movies.
We got gold!
Number 10. Sisu. Set during the Lapland War in World War II, Sisu follows a gold prospector who must defend himself from being robbed and killed by Nazis. Sisu is a relentless, brutal action movie about a one-man army. Finnish commando Atomi Korpi, this plays out a bit like a war movie version of John Wick and is very bloody and very violent. If you're looking for a military action movie that doesn't take itself too seriously and is an over-the-top good time, Sisu is a good bet.
I started this war killing Germans in Africa. Now I'm killing Germans in Germany.
Number 9. Fury. It's about a battle-hardened tank crew who fight their way through Nazi Germany during the final days of World War II. Fury is an intense, gritty movie that is one of the best movies you'll find about the claustrophobic, high-stakes nature of tank warfare. The movie uses real tanks and practical effects to make the action sequences more impactful and tense. The cinematography and sound design also add to the heart-pounding tension, making Fury a very visceral watch for military action fans.
Friend, I'm not gonna help you. I'm gonna break you.
Number 8. Zero Dark 30. It's about the decade-long hunt for Osama bin Laden that culminated in the raid on his compound by Navy SEAL Team 6. Zero Dark 30 is a military action thriller that's memorable for the tense buildup that explodes in the climactic final raid scene that is as high stakes and as entertaining as you'll find on film. It's not completely an action film with plenty of story and buildup to help set the stakes, but when the action does strike, it definitely stands out and is very worthy of this list.
Our job is to separate the Taliban from the ordinary people.
Number 7. The Outpost. This film covers one of the bloodiest battles of the Afghan War, in which a small unit of U.S. soldiers stationed at Combat Outpost Keating face relentless attacks from Taliban insurgents. The Outpost is a raw, intense portrayal of modern warfare that depicts the intensity and split-second decision-making of real-life battles. The practical effects add to the authenticity, making you feel as if you are in the midst of the battle with all the chaos and emotions that go along with that. The combination of realistic action and entertaining true story makes The Outpost a standout in the military action genre.
Bad guy, senior Taliban commander.
Shaw killed 20 Marines last week. 20.
Number 6. Lone Survivor. It follows a Navy SEAL team on a mission to capture a high-ranking Taliban leader who face overwhelming odds in the mountains of Afghanistan. It is an intense portrayal of bravery and brotherhood under fire, and full of intense and powerful combat scenes. It's a relentless movie that captures the intensity of close-quarters combat using practical effects and realistic stunts. The action scenes feel incredibly real and combined with a true story of heroism and sacrifice. Lone Survivor is definitely worthy of this list.
John, you have tallies approaching.
Number 5. Guy Ritchie's The Covenant. It takes place during the war in Afghanistan and follows a U.S. Army sergeant and an Afghan interpreter who are ambushed and go through great lengths in order to stay alive. The Covenant is a wild movie that's known for both its strong action scenes as well as its excellent character development. It's an action thriller and never gets boring, always changing and twisting so you never really know what to expect next. The Covenant's blend of thrilling action and emotional storytelling make it a surefire standout in the military action genre.
What the hell? Good morning, aviators. This is your captain speaking.
Number 4. Top Gun Maverick. It follows Captain Pete Maverick Mitchell, who returns to the Top Gun Naval Fighter Weapons School to train a new generation of pilots for a high-stakes mission. Top Gun. Maverick is quite different from the other movies on this list, this time taking place in the skies with thrilling dogfights and high-speed aerial maneuvers. The action in Maverick is unparalleled, putting actors in real fighter jets and using practical effects to give this film an exhilarating sense of speed and intensity. The action scenes in Top Gun Maverick were honestly some of my favorite of the last few years, and it was definitely an extremely memorable military action flick.
Pull over for inspection.
How willing are you to die for your country? I'm ready to go right here, right now.
Number 3, 13 Hours, The Secret Soldiers of Benghazi. It recounts the true story of a security team during the 2012 Benghazi attack, as they risk their lives to defend an American diplomatic compound under siege by a group of militants. 13 Hours is directed by Michael Bay, who's made a career out of amazing action sequences, and you definitely find those in spades here. Once it gets going, the pace is relentless, with some excellently choreographed battle scenes that show the intensity and danger of the attack. If you're a fan of military action movies, you definitely don't want to miss 13 Hours. Number 2, Black Hawk Down. It's about a U.S. military raid in Somalia that quickly turns into a battle for survival when 2 Black Hawk helicopters are shot down. Black Hawk Down is a fantastic action-heavy war film that came out back in 2001 from director Ridley Scott. It covers the real-life 1993 Battle of Mogadishu with relentless action sequences that capture the chaos and brutality of modern urban warfare. Scott used practical effects and authentic military tactics to help add to the film's realism and impact. Black Hawk Down is one of the most well-known military action films ever made, and for good reason, its quality speaks for itself.
Clear the ramp! 30 seconds! We'll see you on the beach!
Number 1, Saving Private Ryan. It follows Captain John Miller and his squad as they set out on a dangerous mission during World War II to find and bring home Private James Ryan, whose 3 brothers have all been killed in action. Saving Private Ryan is one of best war films ever made. It does many things right from its story, characters, acting, and yes, action. The early sequence in which the soldiers storm the beaches of Normandy is one of the most heart-pounding, jaw-dropping combat sequences ever put to film. Visceral, intense, and absolutely breathtaking, Saving Private Ryan is among the best of the best, and there you have it. What other military action movies would you add to the list? Let us know in the comments below, and yeah, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe Prime today for future movies recommendations.